Sports on Tap is brought to you by the Joe Wright Group with Dobie Real Estate, Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank, Time Out with Steven Scott, presented by Baldman Entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, with loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With music and straw dropping, they're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and ride with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Stafford!
Oh, you love Stafford, you love Stafford. Yeah, I do love Stafford, dude. And we're about to reach the pinnacle, okay? My quarterback's about to win the freaking Super Bowl.
Stafford!
All I need is Stafford. And I have Stafford forever, dude.
Stafford!
This is my quarterback, dude. We're on his team.
Stafford!
Stafford said, Detroit is forever in my heart. Stafford is playing in the Super Bowl.
Stafford!
Inside of Stafford's body is his heart. Detroit is in his heart.
Stafford!
His heart is playing in the Super Bowl. Detroit is playing in the Super Bowl.
Welcome to Sports on Tap. I'm Chris Scott alongside Joe Idell and Frank Dragata. Joe, I have no idea where the fuck you found that or how you made it, but that was solid. Well done, sir. That was great.
Was that off his Instagram or the TikTok?
I created that.
Oh, no, I'm saying the clips of the gentleman speaking.
So the Stafford one is from where he was just yelling
Stafford! Right.
Is from a local radio station around here.
Okay. Yeah.
And the clips of the guy it's from a YouTube clip where he was making fun of having a Stafford Rams jersey, and then he pulled it off and he had on a Detroit Rams.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Thanks.
Dude, the videos are
What's actually digested what the fuck I just listened to? That was awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, the videos are hilarious.
Thanks. I try.
So obviously, as you with our intro, you know that Matt Stafford is now a Super Bowl champion.
Wait, he is?
So what I've been told. Yeah,
He's one of the GOATs.
yeah, he's something. Anyway,
He won that for Detroit, though.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
The banner's already being made. They're gonna hang it up at Ford Field.
Is there a parade, Frank?
I haven't been contacted about it yet. And I'm starting to get a little irritated.
Yeah, it should be a little worried. It should be happening. By
I
now,
literally
think.
sat there
Come on,
yesterday, had my phone out, just waited. Waited and waited and waited.
Nothing.
I mean, we've told everybody. I mean, we've got millions and millions of listeners, so everybody in the world knows.
Exactly.
I'm the parade guy in Detroit.
Right. Now, obviously, with the Rams winning. Jesus. With the Rams winning, you know what? I'm happy for Stafford. Cool. Like I said, I don't love the guy. I don't hate the guy. He is what he is. But yeah, good for him. Cool. Matt Stafford and the Rams won a Super Bowl. Matt Stafford and the Detroit Lions did not win a Super Bowl.
Bing bong.
Exactly.
I do have one question, though. And I realize this in the middle of the game. Why is everybody making a big deal about Stafford? A'Shaun Robinson's on that team, too. A'Shaun Robinson just won a Super Bowl.
Yes, he did.
Why doesn't anybody care about him?
And Ndamukong Suh won a Super Bowl last year. Nobody really fucking cared at all.
Yeah,
Just
but
saying.
he kind of left in a funny way.
Oh, but he was so beloved in Detroit.
He was until he pulled a Fedorov, and then that all kind of went the same way as Fedorov did.
Right.
Shut up. I hate you.
No, it was.
I know.
I mean, for the most part, it was. I thought it was a relatively entertaining Super Bowl. It wasn't the greatest one I've ever seen. It wasn't the worst either.
No, but at least it had intrigue. It was close. and it had reasons for you to watch. You know, the Super Bowl last year was out of hand real quickly, and it was just kind of boring.
Yeah.
The New England LA one,
incredibly boring,
was boring as hell.
Yeah.
So at least this one had some reasons to be interested in it. It had the highest ratings in Cincinnati. The second highest ratings were in Detroit.
They were, yes, which is not surprising in the least.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit.
Not at all.
But it's like one of the highest rated Super Bowls ever, if I read that correctly, right? Yes.
I believe it was, yes.
But wait, I thought people were going to stop watching football because
especially with that halftime show.
Yeah, because people are taking knees and things like that.
Wow.
Okay.
It's funny when
and you know what? I guarantee it's the same assholes that said they were never going to watch again that made up that 111, 12 million people that watched it.
Yep, and they're the same people that said it was the worst halftime show they'd ever seen too. Because they want to see Garth Brooks or something like that. I don't know.
Exactly.
I actually think Garth Brooks would be a great halftime.
Now listen,
I don't disagree with you. I think it would. I think it would be a good.
I don't
like. I know that was kind of just thrown out there as somebody random, but now that you say that, that'd be.
I think it would.
That'd
be.
be
I think
a really
it'd be,
fucking solid halftime show.
I would watch that. 100%.
Oh, and Mr. Long says you forgot about Brandon Powell, the greatest returner in Lions history. You're right. He was on there as well.
Oh no shit! See, look at that. I don't even know who the hell else was there.
But yeah, I was just thankful for a relatively entertaining Super Bowl, and then of course you still have the issues that have plagued the NFL for shit. I feel like it's the past decade at least. More very questionable officiating.
There was, I guess during the games, a couple of them stood out, and then afterwards, I've seen even more.
Oh yeah,
that you don't necessarily see while you're watching it, and a lot of them I did see while I was watching it, but I, again picked up even more afterwards. And the NFL has to figure it out, and I at this point I just don't think they will. So I think you just have to expect you're gonna see bad calls. You're gonna see missed calls. Yep. And if you go in expecting that, I think you'll be better off. But in the long run, I mean, I think we all admit the NFL has to figure something out. Will they? I don't know.
No, and until you just at the very least just get that like eye in the sky type thing.
Yeah.
At the very least, do that.
Yep.
Because one of the touchdowns that the Bengals scored shouldn't even happen.
Nope.
Shouldn't even happen. That was a blatant face mask. Blatant.
It was
blatant.
Bad. It was bad.
And I've watched it in slow motion, fast. I've watched every version of that damn video you could find.
Right.
Fingertips were in the face, like everything.
Like literally turned his helmet.
Yes.
That's bad.
Quite sure Jalen Ramsey has whiplash after that.
Right. And just the look on Ramsey's face was just kind of like, are you fucking serious? I mean, granted, that dude's been torched pretty much the entire playoffs. Yeah. I'm sorry, Frank. I know that's your boy and everything.
Yeah.
But he was actually.
I was going to say, if anybody's been bitching about him,
yeah,
I've made it known that he may have won, but he didn't necessarily deserve it.
Like we talked about the show, I literally had it typed out in our group text. It's like torched again, and then I saw the replay. I'm like, oh, maybe not.
And that's the thing. We even talked about it earlier, and I said straight up, he had gotten torched on that play. But all of that goes away the second that face mask happens,
right?
And you lose the ability to argue that you would have burnt him either way.
So you have that. You have the clear offsides by Aaron Donald on that 4th and 1 play, which was just like, dude, you had the false start by 2 tackles on the offensive line. Like,
Aaron Donald was lined up.
Oh yeah,
Aaron Donald was lined up like it was 4th and 5.
Right. It's like, dude, it was just stuff like that. It's like, how do you fucking miss that?
Like, it's not even like Aaron Donald jumped off sides. The dude lined up in a 3-point stance off sides.
Right.
He was in a 3-point stance for probably about 10 seconds for the ref to see it, and he didn't see it.
The line judge.
He was so far in there, he had to ask the offensive lineman to step back.
Right.
He's like, "Excuse me, sir, this is my space."
Like the line judge. How do you not see that?
You're looking straight down the line. I don't know how you don't see that.
That's your job, is to look down the line.
And you showed it earlier. You sent it on the group text, I think it was, or over Instagram, one of the two. There were so many plays where people are just lined up so far off the ball.
Oh yeah, it's
well, the one penalty that on Logan Wilson, that was a defensive holding, where it actually, if you're going to call that properly, it was actually pass interference because the ball was already in the air, so it's not defensive holding. But anyway, what should have been a pass interference, but then was called defensive holding, but really shouldn't have been anything because it was a ticky-tack foul.
Yep.
before that,
He hardly would have knocked dirt off the guy's
Right.
jersey.
Yeah.
But before that, almost the whole offensive line false started.
Yeah.
But the play was allowed to continue, and then they called a fucking shitty ass penalty against Logan Wilson, who basically was just good coverage on one of the better receivers in the game.
And that's what I like this whole game. They basically just said we're not going to call anything besides like taunting. Like okay, that's what you're gonna. And then the last like 5 minutes of the game.
Well, and even then, you had to be a guy that was in street clothes to get a taunting call.
Right, exactly, dude. If I was Joe Burrow was pissed about that.
That dude would have never made the plane ride home.
Hell no.
If I was the head coach of that team, he would have been cut at halftime.
1,000%, dude.
What the fuck was that all about?
Like, dude, now you're instead of starting 1st and 10, now you're starting fucking 1st and 25. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, because you're a selfish asshole and you want to get on the field.
Well, you look at how that second half started, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That interception to end the first half. If they'd have drove down and got a field goal,
Yeah.
and then came out and started that second half like that, it's a whole different game.
I agree.
But because you set your team back as far as you did by running on the field when you're in street clothes,
Yep.
I would have cut his ass at half. Like, you're gone, dude. You're off the team. I don't give a fuck who signs you. I don't give a fuck what happens. You're gone.
And a high school coach would have done the same thing in that situation. Like, no matter what level of football that dude played in, he knows he's not allowed to do that.
Right.
But you're gone, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
And Joe Burrow was furious about that.
As well he should be.
I agree with you 100%.
Speaking of somebody on Cincinnati that I really like, though, McPherson, their kicker. And I don't like kickers.
Dude, you know how I feel about
I don't like kickers.
I hate
but
kickers so bad.
I like this kid's personality. And listen, when you go 7 for 7 on field goals in the playoffs, you're allowed to not go to the locker room with your team and watch Dr. Dre and Eminem at halftime.
I'm just gonna watch this.
He just sat on the bench and watched the halftime show. I love it.
One thing that Pat McAfee has taught me is that those kickers have some of the craziest. Like, if you find the right one, there's certain ones that are just batshit crazy and super fucking entertaining.
The only thing I say about it is, go out there and do your job.
And
your job, and that's one reason why I actually liked it. If he was missing field goals, I don't care what he does.
Yeah, if we're
like,
talking,
I don't give a shit. Like, fuck you, that's stupid.
If we're talking Cody Parkey,
right?
And even with his career, like, don't get me wrong, he's got like an 80+% of making it. But if you're even choking in the big moments, you don't get that right.
No, but this kid, 7 for 7 in the playoffs, had a hell of a year. And I think he's a rookie. Had a hell of a year for them kicking wise, and that's the kind of kicker you need to make it to where they made it to. You know, that's one of the reasons why some teams don't make it as far as they do. Is they don't take the kicker position seriously because, you know, I don't know why. But again, you have kickers that are not doing their job half the time too.
You look at just, I hate to use the Lions as an example, but you look at the Lions this year.
You're going right from my brain.
Yep.
Like, seriously,
right now.
like, there's a couple more games they probably could have, should have won if they had a legitimate kicker.
They did though, but they let him go.
Right, exactly, because
They wanted to save money.
And then they didn't have one at all.
Yeah,
right, exactly. Yeah. So
they wanted to save money.
As much as we bag on kickers, and I think kicking should just be eliminated from the game, period. But they are, sadly, they are. I think they're too important to the game.
They are.
I hate that, but I hate that. Like, they should not be that integral to the game of football.
And I agree. I agree with you. And they also should be able to do their job more than what they do, which pisses me off. Like, that's your only job. Do it right. If I went into work and only did 70% of my job right, I would be fired.
Especially if you're kicking indoors. If you're kicking indoors and you miss, especially on extra points, if you miss a fucking extra point kicking indoors, dude, you should be cut immediately. I'm sorry, you should be.
And yes, I know everybody's gonna say, "Well, could you do it?" No, but that's not my job either.
No.
I don't have that skill set. But if I go to work with the skill set I do have, and I do my job, and I only do it 75% of the time right, if I only do it 80%,
you're gonna get fucking
if I only do it
fired.
80% right, I'm gonna get shit canned.
Right. Like,
So-
does this fucking kicker have my skill set? No.
Right.
So fuck you.
Right.
That's why I want to be a baseball player. All I got to do is fucking 3 out of 10
3 out of 10. Done. 3 out of 10 and you're in the Hall of Fame. Done.
Either that or a weatherman. Weatherman's 50-50.
Yeah, there you go.
Shit, it's not even 50-50 anymore.
Yeah, yeah, we were supposed to have Snowmageddon like 2 weeks ago. Yeah,
I'm literally
that
sitting
really
there
happened.
debating about going out, and I'm like, all this fucking snow that's coming, man. And I'm looking outside going, it literally shows on the map that it's been over us for an hour. And there's no snow.
Nothing. You got like what, maybe 3-4 inches? And we're supposed to have like 14.
I went from Clinton Township to Chesterfield.
That's what she said.
0 snow. Zero snow
Exactly.
accumulation.
So it was just like Snowmageddon, whatever you want to call it. Death Storm, as our guy Shawnee B calls it.
Yeah, Death Storm.
Death Storm 22. But whatever, it is what it is.
Bust.
But more into the Super Bowl, the halftime show. I kind of want to get into that halftime show since you kind of brought it up with the McPherson kid just sitting around watching it.
Which again, I
thought that was great.
Don't like kickers. Love what he did though.
Right.
I love the kid's moxie. You go out there, you do your job, and then you want to watch the halftime show. Fucking watch the halftime show, kids.
Absolutely.
What are they going to say in that locker room that you got to pay attention to?
Hey, we're gonna do an onside kick to start the half.
Right.
I mean, now that I know he did that though, because I had no idea that he had stuck around for the halftime show.
Yeah.
Well, now I want to know why Stafford didn't. It's Eminem. Eminem's Detroit. Stafford loves Detroit. So why the fuck didn't he stay?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
Probably, like halftime.
Well, some of these fans
maybe,
who tell me that Stafford still loves Detroit. Can you please answer my question?
So
it's just a question.
So the Super Bowl halftime show, I thought it was pretty solid. I thought it was one of the better ones I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
People that saying it's the GOAT halftime show, stop it. It isn't.
The only reason they're saying that is because of who was in it.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
I loved who was in it.
Yep.
It brought back memories from younger years.
Yeah, it did.
I loved the people who were in it.
Yep.
Right? The Kendrick Lamar song, I could have done without. Don't really care about him. And the song in particular, I didn't care for. Like, if he'd have done one of his other songs, maybe I'd have liked it better.
Never heard that song before in my life.
Neither have I. And then the Mary J. Blige, she basically did two songs. Could have done without one of them. You could have had her do one.
Yep.
I love that they actually brought in 50. That's a.
You mean dollar bill?
Dollar bill. See, that's all right. So we got to talk about this.
I know,
but we'll get into that. But that bothers me.
No, I agree.
No,
and I know I'm on the same path as you on this.
You know why that bothers me, and I just want to dive into it real quick, and I'm sure you know why it bothers me.
I know exactly why it bothers you because I feel the same way about it.
If that was, say, Lizzo out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
And everyone talked about how big she was or her weight or something like that. Like, you would be persecuted.
Yep.
You'd be prosecuted.
100%.
Like, you would just be drug over to coals. But because it's 50 Cent,
If
you're allowed to talk about how fat he
20
is.
years younger,
Right, like-
everybody's having a shit fit over it.
It's like, what the fuck are you? Of course the dude's put on some weight. Name any one of those motherfuckers that was sitting at home talking about how 50 Cent put on weight that didn't put on weight. Fuck you. You don't look the same you did 20 years ago either, bitch.
Right.
Yeah, you
Like
put
this-
on weight, and that dancer was still grabbing at his junk the whole fucking time.
I'm just, that one bothers me, man. Like why do we gotta body shame anybody? Like, that just bothered me. Like, watch the halftime show, enjoy the music. Did they just sing? Like, again, if that was a woman out there, you wouldn't be allowed to say any of that because you'd be fucking horrible, which I agree with.
Right.
But why can you say it about 50 Cent? Why? Because he's a man?
Right.
Well, that's bullshit.
And it's funny, like people were like a certain segment of people were offended by like Mary J and like the dancers that were on stage and how they're dancing, but yet have no problem with the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders dancing,
Right.
Or any other team that has cheerleaders dancing. Really?
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
People are complaining about Mary J. Blige's portion of that.
Yeah.
I mean, the only, and I'm not saying this to be mean or anything. Like, the literal only complaint I have about her is why was she there to begin with? And I understand that she's great and everything, but in that entire concert, that's the one part I could have done without.
My complaint was she had two songs. You cut it down to one, and I'm fine with
the
it.
two songs, yeah, I agree.
The
with
first
you on
song, fine. The second song, you killed the entire mood.
Oh, yeah.
that. Yeah, that
It was like a slower kind of a ballad song.
And
I
that's
agree
why I
with that.
say, like, she's great. I'm not taking anything
Right.
from her, but you've got All Up going. And
Right.
then
Yeah, that second song didn't need to be done.
Oh, by the way, did you guys notice? It looked like Mary J. Blige should put on some weight, too. Did you notice that at all?
I know, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
I can't say that.
Nope.
I can't say that.
and that outfit,
guess-
though, it was kind of hard to hide.
But, I mean, guess who doesn't give a shit either?
This guy.
This guy. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I never once did I sit there and go, wow, Mary J.
she
Blige
got-
looks like she
yeah.
put on some weight.
Nope.
No. Not until after everyone started talking shit about 50 Cent did I go, motherfuckers, Mary J. Blige put on a bunch of weight, too. Like, why you fucking, what the fuck does it matter?
Right.
Like,
Nobody
we've all put on weight in the last 20 years.
Here's my thought process with Mary J. Wow, she put on weight. What is she wearing? Wow, she actually looks really good wearing that, though. How old is she? She looks
50.
great for her age.
She's like 50, like 51.
Right.
Like, did I think about it? Yeah, absolutely, because I'm a human being, and I'm going to look at somebody and go, oh, the last time I saw you, you were a lot smaller. But do I give a shit at the end of the day? No.
Nope, sure don't.
Now, I will say some of the shit on 50 is funny.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
some of the shit was hilarious.
some of these memes,
I thought they were hilarious.
yes, I find them hilarious.
Some of them are funny. I just don't like it because it's a double standard.
100%.
I also know that I've been on the receiving end of these fat jokes for most of my life, so I just kind of look at it and go, well, if I make one, it's whatever.
I make fat jokes about myself. That's fine.
It's 'cause you're fat.
It's because I'm fat. But when it comes down to it, I just don't like the double standard in society of you can make fun of a man for being fat, but don't you dare do it about a woman. We shouldn't do it about anybody.
No.
At all.
There's no reason for it. Honestly.
There isn't.
There's no reason for it.
I agree. That really did piss me off.
Unless you get memes out of it.
Unless you give me But
I'm with everything you said until memes.
Man, just the actual show itself, I thought it was pretty solid. I liked the fact that they didn't go like the one last year by the weekend. That to me was just like way out. It sucked.
Yeah,
flat out, it sucked. There was too much shit going on. Like it was hard to pay attention to. This one, dude, everything was in front of you. You saw exactly what was going on. They kept it relatively simple to the point. They did pretty much every song you knew they were gonna do, except I didn't know Mary J was gonna do that second song, but like Snoop and Dre and MLM, they did the songs you knew they were gonna do, and I'm cool with that.
And as far as appropriate songs go, it's about all they have.
Right.
The only thing one of the memes that I did like was it was like, well, we can't give you a Tupac hologram.
Yeah.
But best I can do is a fat 50 Cent.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Pawn Stars.
Like yeah, that one was funny, but like I enjoyed 50 being out there because he came out and did a song that we all fucking loved back in the day. And then
it like if you listen to the flow of how everything was going, to go right from what they went with Snoop and Dre into 50, it took the segue into M almost seamless.
Yeah, it did. It was solid.
It was good. I was a little underwhelmed, only because I think
that's a perfect word.
We all had it built up in our heads because of who it was. Mm-hmm. Like this was gonna be epic, and this was gonna be the best fucking halftime show ever. Prince is still the best halftime show ever, but why do we have to compare like that? In my opinion, it was a good halftime show. I enjoyed it. It was music that I enjoyed by people that I enjoyed, and that's it for me. Was I slightly underwhelmed? Yes. Would a Tupac hologram have been fucking awesome?
That would have been sweet.
I would have jumped off the couch and been like, "Fuck yeah!"
And I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting one.
I kind of was too.
You're in LA. California love is a given. Like you have the hologram.
Right.
The hologram's already created.
Right.
They've done it before.
Right. Like you just have to turn the machine on.
Right.
Yeah. It was.
But the whole thing about like M kneeling, whatever, they didn't tell him not to do that. He just did it. Like Dre even he addressed it. Like I think he addressed it today or yesterday. He said no. All they asked us to do was like change some lyrics around, but they didn't ask us to not kneel or anything like that. So stop with that narrative. He didn't do it just to say fuck the NFL or anything like that, because that's not what.
And on top of that, if you followed him since this shit began, he has told you the entire time that's exactly how he feels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like
exactly.
He has never mixed up the words.
No.
If given the opportunity, he would kneel.
And that's fair. So, but yeah, like I said, Joe, that actually is a perfect word for that. It was like underwhelmed. Like it was cool, but it wasn't like great. It wasn't like how much especially for how much it was hyped up to be. I don't think it actually lived up to that hype. But
I think the pageantry was not there. And again, some things killed it. To me, the Kendrick Lamar song killed it. The slower Mary J. Blige.
I think that for me is what kind of took it down.
And I think just a little bit more pageantry behind the rest of what they did, with maybe one more hit song mixed in there, would have made it less underwhelming for me.
Right.
But not saying I didn't enjoy it. I did.
It was good for what was 2:00 in the afternoon California time, in the middle of daylight and everything. I mean, if you look at Prince was nighttime. Minnesota, he had the lights, he had the pyro, he had all that. You basically just had a bunch of dudes standing in a room doing a concert on a white box.
Right.
Like,
kind of what it was,
and that's where
I
looked at it at
was
first.
Still daylight.
Like the showiness of it wasn't really there for me.
Yeah. Right.
And that was the first thing that stuck out. But the thing I was talking to you about beforehand, the one thing that I've kind of noticed, and some people are, but a lot of people aren't talking about, is the fact that this was the first current halftime show.
Yeah.
It was not. The
No.
Weeknd was last year.
The Weeknd. You had Beyonce do it a few
And
years ago.
newsflash, not a single one of those songs was newer than 15 years old,
Other than Kendrick Lamar.
other than
Right.
Kendrick.
Right.
But I mean, the rest,
Outside of that, that was a nostalgia act
Yeah.
for our generation.
yeah, it was just not a rock nostalgia
Right.
act. It
Yeah,
was
there.
a rap nostalgia
There it
act.
is.
It was hip hop. It was rap.
Right.
It was, and again, if you don't like it, great. Go to the fucking bathroom.
Yeah.
Get some more nachos. I don't give a fuck what you do, but just go do something. Now, if I see a halftime show I don't like last year, The Weeknd, didn't fucking like it. I didn't complain about it for fucking ever. I didn't go, fuck the NFL for this. I just went, man, this show sucks. I'm gonna go do something else.
I still try to pretend it didn't happen because it was just weird. Like, I'm still not.
I
sure
literally
what
didn't watch
happened
it.
last year.
I went and got some more food. I didn't
There
watch
was
it.
like a fun house at one. It was an experience to watch that thing.
Last year during halftime, I started putting on weight for this year's Super Bowl.
I mean, I steady work on that every day.
I mean, I do too. I was trying to make it up to 50 cents weight.
You know who else did some steady work?
Who?
My guy Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank. If you're looking to buy a home, refinance, or even consolidate debt, give my guy Jason Stiltner at Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631. Rates are currently incredibly low, and find out how you could get $750 towards cost or up to $10,000 in down payment assistance. Once again, give my guy Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631. Flagstar Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Swing.
But, well, more to the Super Bowl. Commercials. Did you guys like any of the commercials?
Sorry. That was
What?
that was not meant.
Oh, shit.
That was a misclick on my part.
All right, then.
Of all things.
Yeah, right. Pussy! that was really aggressive.
Bert Kreischer just walked in the room.
Shit, man. Like, all right, then. There that is.
That was a complete mistake.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so commercials?
Yes. Commercials. I don't think there was a commercial that was aired during the Super Bowl that said, pussy! At least not that I saw, anyway.
I would have remembered it.
Right, I think we all would have remembered it.
Because I don't remember any of them.
I'm fairly certain we can all agree, like, the worst commercial was that stupid, the barcode, whatever, the QR code or whatever.
I was
See that one?
confused at first, and then once I found out what it was, I was like, this really was a letdown.
Yeah, it's like, really? And I bet you a shitload of idiots scanned it.
Oh, dude.
Did you?
I'm said idiot in
There
this
you-
conversation.
There you go.
What was it?
It was a QR code. Like, you remember the old DVD
Yeah.
things where it's bouncing all around the screen?
Yeah.
It was just a QR code that was bouncing around the screen.
Okay.
And it ended up being a thing for cryptocurrency.
Oh.
Sweet.
All right.
Which, I mean, if you're into that shit, it was probably a cool commercial. But
All right.
I was just like, whoever's doing this is a genius. And that's what this is. That's kind of disappointing.
Right. Did any like commercials stand out for you guys? I know what my like favorite couple were.
The Larry David one.
Yeah, it was solid.
I enjoyed that one just because
That's him.
that is him, and it's every character he's ever played in any show because that's who he is,
Yeah.
and just having him shoot down like
Every-
really great ideas over history
Yep.
was just really funny to me.
Because
And
he would
I
absolutely fucking do that.
The only thing that I'll say about that is if you're looking at the actual commercial,
Yeah.
and so to me a commercial should be after it's over with, after the whole Super Bowl is done. When you remember a Super Bowl commercial, you're successful if you remember what the product was, right?
Yep.
So that's how you. I don't remember. I don't remember what the commercial was for. I remember the Larry David commercial.
Yeah.
It was funny to me. I don't remember the product.
I don't either.
I don't remember what it was for.
No.
So guess what? Whoever that is, failed
Right.
miserably.
Now, my favorite one of the whole was the
Hold on. Your brother just said Frank sure makes a great Michigan fan.
nice.
He's only saying that because he bought it for me.
Joe, I just want to tell you, I love that shirt, and I am so fucking glad you bought that for him.
And for real, I do love it too. Like,
And-
it's
well, and-
super comfortable, and obviously with
It says Michigan Uncle,
Uncle.
and so you're obviously going to feel like you need to wear that because it's an
Yeah,
uncle
it
shirt,
didn't
and you're
matter
an uncle.
what it said. It said
Right.
Uncle on it. I was wearing it no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. And Joe, you're a fucking genius.
Solid.
Don't give him that credit, because I do not doubt for a second it was his wife's doing.
Joe, you're a genius for marrying smart.
I'm going with that. I'm almost positive it was his wife's doing.
All right, back to commercials.
Yeah. The one that stood out for me was the Chevy Silverado, Silverado, whatever the hell, the electric one.
The Sopranos?
Sopranos reunion. I thought it was fucking great.
awesome.
Like, literally, the whole, like, beginning of the Sopranos, you know, like, the song,
Yeah.
they had the song and everything. And then Meadow and, what the hell's his name? The kid. The son. I always forget his name.
I've never seen The Sopranos.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Like, I've not watched it in its entirety, but I've seen probably a lot
his
of the first.
his name is escaping me right now, but
it's
like it was like a reunion between those two at the end of the commercial. But that was solid to me. And the Amazon commercial with Scarlett Johansson and her husband. Colin
I
Jost.
fucking hate that commercial.
I love
so
that commercial.
much.
That was funny.
It was actually, you're right.
I thought
That
it
was
was
actually
funny.
good.
Oh my God. We were sitting there. I was over at Andrews, and that commercial came on, and I just instantly was like, God, shut this. It's been on all week. I love it. Scarlett's got this stupid, what is this fucking bullshit that's going on?
But then they
in
actually
it?
put the whole thing together. And it
Right.
was great.
Now I got the whole story,
Yeah.
and it was like, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought.
Right.
But when she does that real shitty accent or whatever
Yeah.
it is, like, no, I agree with Alexa. I want to fake my own death too.
So those are the two that kind of stuck out for me.
Yeah.
Anytime
See,
Anna Kendrick's on my TV, that sticks out.
Yeah, that's hard to disagree with.
nothing really, to me, there was no great
No, that I
commercials
agree
this
with
year.
you. There was no great commercial this year.
Because I know in years past, there's been commercials that I was like, man, it was really fucking good.
Right.
Even the Budweiser commercial this year was not.
It was really
very
short.
good.
Usually
it was
it's like-
it was short, and
Yeah.
it was just it didn't like normally you get more Clydesdales in
Yeah.
it, and it's just a classic Budweiser commercial with
Yep.
maybe a dog in it. This one was kind of a letdown as far as a Budweiser commercial goes because it came on, and I'm sitting there watching it with Brooks, and we're like, oh, this is Budweiser.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you see it's a Budweiser commercial, and then it ended, and we're like,
That was it.
oh, that. What
yeah.
the fuck?
No, I'm with you on that one. I kind of had the same reaction to it. I was like, that's it? Really?
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed in my people. I didn't even see a single Chrysler commercial on there. Normally, we got a couple of decent things. I don't even remember seeing one. So
Oh, yeah, we got Sam Bernstein instead.
I missed the new Bernstein commercial.
Oh, there was a Bernstein commercial
Son
on.
of a bitch! I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to go find that.
There was also a Fire Up Chips commercial.
I did
I
see that
saw
one.
that.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
How do you know a college is making too much money? They buy a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah, but I don't think the local ads are as pricey as the national ads.
They're still pretty pricey.
I'm sure they are, but
They're not the full pricey, but even at the half pricey, they're pricey.
Fair enough. Like, but yeah, those. So like I said, those are the ones that stuck out to me. Obviously, there wasn't a great one this year, which it's kind of that's another thing for the Super Bowl. It's kind of a letdown.
So it is a letdown. I agree.
yeah,
Well, so what did you guys do for Super Bowl? How many people were you with?
I was with roughly 8.
Okay.
I believe.
6.5.
I was gonna try to wake you up there for a second. I thought you
I had to
dozed off.
count.
Oh,
I was with 6 adults and 1 tiny person.
gotcha.
Right.
Literally just one other person and 2 dogs.
Okay.
And for me, that's my way to watch the Super Bowl. I can't. I've done parties. Mm-hmm. I've worked at the bar for many years for Super Bowls.
Right.
I can't. You guys know me. I need to be able to watch the game.
Yeah.
I need to be able to pay attention to the game.
Right.
And I can't do that when I'm at a party with a bunch of people. Shit's going on. People want to talk. They want to, laugh and joke around. And that's all great for everybody else.
Right.
I have fun. I just can't do that. That's not me.
Like I know the if you want to call it a party, I'd call it more of like a get together because
Right.
I mean there wasn't a lot of people, but
Right. No, actually, your gatherings were actually on the smaller side
Yeah.
compared to a lot of people's.
because the person's house I was at, they had the game on in like 5 different rooms. So like
Right.
even if you were in the kitchen, where like the spread of food we had was
Right.
outrageous, but there was it was a big screen TV in the kitchen. So it was like,
Nice.
okay, if you want to hang out in the kitchen, talk and eat, by all means do that. If you want to go in the living room and watch the game, by all means do that. But we all like it wasn't to the point where people were talking so you couldn't follow the game or anything like that. You absolutely could follow the game. That wasn't an issue whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it was that like that smaller scale type thing I'm fine with. But yeah, the bigger parties and things like that, it's like, all right, dude.
See, and I'm even weird. Even that probably would have drove me nuts.
Fair enough.
Because I'm just, you guys know me, I'm freakish about watching football, and on a touchdown play, I want to pay attention to everything. So like, if you're seeing a big touchdown, everyone else is seeing a big touchdown, and me, a lot of times I'm seeing where did the coverage break down. How was the protection?
Right.
What was happening over here? And I'm just fucking weird. I'm a weird person like that, and I wanna like absorb myself in the game. And even around say like 8 people or 6 people, 10 people, sometimes I get distracted, and I'm like, man, fuck, I just want to watch the game.
I do that with hockey.
Yeah,
I do that with hockey.
That's when we were at Joe Louis, when the Wings were at Joe Louis. If I could sit way up top, like literally last row, and watch everything happen. Like, not actually just watch the game, but watch 3 plays ahead of
watch
what's
it develop.
currently happening.
That's what I love where my seats are.
Your seats are awesome for that.
Right, exactly. You see literally everything develop. It's great.
Those are the best seats, especially for hockey games.
Specifically,
I
why
understand
chose
football
those
that
seats.
in that way.
Yeah.
I don't watch football in that way, though.
Right. See, and we all know I do.
Right.
Yeah.
And so even those small gatherings would have bugged me.
Oh, that's fair. But
I was just curious.
Like I honestly, it was a great time. Like I said, the food we had was just fucking outrageous.
Yeah.
The spread we had, it was crazy. So
I think that's one of the big things that everybody should look forward to for a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
is just some good food.
Oh yeah, we had a full turkey.
As fat 50 Cent would say.
Oh yeah,
look forward to some good food.
we had a full turkey. We had Oh yeah, we had roast beef. We had mac and cheese. We had mac and cheese. We had like hot dog, like the wieners, little wieners, whatever, and Italian sausage in it with the barbecue sauce.
You guys had little wieners?
We did have little wieners.
I hate when that happens.
I know, right?
It's cold out though. It's gonna happen.
Exactly. So
That's what she said.
Exactly. Yeah. So like we had obviously chips and all that shit too, but like it was just I ate so much food. The Super Bowl was crazy.
There you go.
But no, what's on Joe's screen over there?
Yeah,
I got Twitch up now, so I got it as well.
So Andrew said,
yeah,
anybody want to hear me take a spam phone call in the air?
Kind of.
I make them pretty funny. Anyway, so Frank, it says here, Frank spent his time counting up the dollars in Andrew's card collection fortune.
Yeah. So Andrew went to a card show on Saturday, just to pick up a couple of cards that he, I guess, was looking for. I'm not entirely sure why they went. I just know his dad wanted to go, and you gotta go if your dad wants to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the way it works.
I mean, if my dad said he wanted to go to a card show, I'd be freaked out.
I was so hoping you weren't going to say that.
My dad's been dead for many years, but, I mean, I would still go.
Oh, God.
It would be weird, but I'd go.
I feel weird even laughing about that.
Don't feel weird. It's all right.
But, yeah, he had all his cards out. So as soon as I showed up, he was showing me a couple of different ones, and I started looking up the value, and when he says dollars, there's a lot of dollars in that card collection.
Nice.
From what we found.
All right.
And that was going through about 1 bag of cards.
Holy shit.
All right.
That's pretty impressive.
I like it.
When we go through all of them, you'll definitely appreciate some of them because it's some old hockey cards.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
But
no
some
doubt.
old baseball ones, basketball. Yeah, but yeah, we literally were watching the game, going through all that shit.
Nice.
I like it.
Yeah, like a lot of people are doing that now. Which
The cards are coming back.
Yeah,
Yep.
cards.
They're making a
all that
return.
stuff, yeah. Which that's
Which
cool.
I like because I have a ton of really good ones put away.
Yeah.
Like in not even like the plastic, like in the glass screw down cases.
Oh, those are good.
because they were worthwhile cards back then.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how the market goes right now, and I might actually check out some of my stuff and see what it's worth. And
Yeah, I got some decent ones.
So I got 2 or 3 totes in my basement filled with baseball cards that are completely unopened, never been touched. I don't even know what's in there.
Nice.
my prized possession is the early Michael Jordan cards. I have a rookie card, and I have a couple of second-year cards. So those are my big ones. And I got a Joe Montana rookie, Jerry Rice rookie. I got some nice ones. Nice. But I've had them put away for a long time because the card market kind of just
it took a shit.
It died.
The only notable rookie card I remember seeing in there, and it's not worth anything, unfortunately, was an Ed Jovanowski rookie
Nice.
card.
Jovo. Nice.
I saw that and I went, wow, you are probably the only person who still has one of these.
Maybe.
So, still talking about the Super Bowl.
Right.
You brought up the question. I think we all want to talk about it a little bit. Matt Stafford has this cemented? What has this done for his Hall of Fame possibilities?
I think it put him in. I don't think it's first ballot, but I think it put him in.
Okay.
Absolutely, positively didn't do shit for my argument. I'm going to say you have one good season, great season even, and 12.
Wasn't a great season, but he won a Super Bowl. So.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to call it great because he won a Super Bowl, I'm not going to argue it, but you had 12 absolutely garbage seasons too. How about you make these next 5 or 6 years something, and then we'll talk about it.
Man, this one's tough.
It is tough.
You look at it, and if you look at the overall body of work,
he's got numbers.
But I mean, they're not that special,
right?
I mean,
see, that's the thing. But neither are Calvin's. If you want to go that
route. I said Calvin shouldn't have made it anyway.
But that's right. Going to my point that Calvin's numbers are fairly empty as well. So if that's if he got in,
right,
then Stafford to me is a lock.
I mean, that's fair. Basically, because all his yards are coming from Stafford too.
So to me, Stafford's a lock, especially with.
I hate the fact that that's even a thing because
I agree with you.
Like you look at his stats and overall his body of work in an offense that threw the ball most of the time, his body of work still isn't that great. I mean, he's got an overall quarterback rating of 91. You know what I mean? Like that's not elite by any means.
No.
That's just. That's just above Baker. if we want to be honest about things.
Right.
I mean, it's not that great of a resume when you look at that. Now, is he a better quarterback than what he was in Detroit? So then you play the fact of, all right, was he just on a bad team? And obviously he won the Super Bowl this year, so he's good enough to win a Super Bowl on a good enough team. I think these next 4 years, 5 years with LA will maybe tell us more. My vote at this point would be no.
Yeah.
Depending on how these next few years go. Like it's borderline yes.
Right.
But you need to win me over more.
That's fair.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I guess the way I look at it is I don't even want to have this conversation until he shows me what he's actually like. 1 year outside Detroit, fantastic. Give me 5-6 more of them, compete at that level. And then we can sit here and go, yeah, you know what? Detroit, he put up crazy numbers because he was talented and had absolutely fucking nobody with him. Make me actually believe that's the case.
So, with that being said, say these next 4-5 years go well. Maybe he wins one more.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right.
Makes a deep playoff run a couple times.
I was going to say if he makes it to even the championship game,
right?
Not necessarily the Super Bowl, but a championship game, I would say there's a case to be made.
So we'll say 4 or 5 years, maybe 2 more deep runs in the playoffs, right? And he gets in at that point.
Yeah,
I think we're all in agreement there.
Oh
right?
yeah, like I said, I think this.
You think he's already in? Yeah,
I think he's in. I think this.
I think you're probably right. I just don't like that fact.
No, and I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be in.
Yeah.
But I think it ultimately did lock him in.
Right.
To the Hall of Fame.
So my question is, at this point, would he be in as a Lion or a Ram?
Lion.
Oh, he'll go in as a Lion.
I say Ram.
Fair.
I say Ram because if he gets in, say that he's got a Super Bowl in L.A.
If we're talking two Super Bowls and play,
Well, if he has he has 2 more deep runs in the playoffs and some really good years these next 4 or 5 years,
do they just go in?
No, you can choose.
Can you choose? I thought they just went in. I don't.
I think they do just go in.
I think they just go in. I don't think it's like baseball where you have to choose a team.
Your bus doesn't have a hat or anything.
Yeah, I think you just go in.
It's just here to here, if I remember correctly.
I'm almost positive you just go in.
I'd like to look this up because I thought you go in, you get to choose which one you go in as.
No, I think for the NFL, I think you just go in. Like I said, baseball, you choose which hat you want to wear.
Right.
Into the Hall of Fame. But with the NFL, I think you're just in. It's just a bust of you.
Frank's looking it up.
Which is good because I kind of need the answer.
I know it's just a bust,
right,
which is obvious, but I still think on your plaque that's on the bust, I think
it just says what teams you played for.
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm not positive about this by any means. That's why I'm happy.
I think you are right on.
But that's why I'm happy Frank's looking up right now. But yeah, like I said, I think he's ultimately I think he's in.
Enshrinees do not go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as a member of a certain team. Rather, as the enshrinees' affiliations are listed equally.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, there goes that question then. That question was for nothing.
The question I had, and I don't think enough people are asking this, did we just watch the single greatest season by a wide receiver of all time?
Yes. And I know it was one extra game. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not even counting the extra game. I don't care about that. I'm going to say no. It's just because of how the game is played now. I'm going to say no.
I look at it and Facebook after somebody wins the Super Bowl or any championship is going to load you up with a bunch of stats.
Right.
Half of them, I don't know if they're true or not, but if this one was true, what he accomplished this year alone
amazing.
has only been accomplished by one other person, and that was Jerry Rice over the course of his entire career.
Right.
Yeah.
He accomplished in 1 year what Jerry did in an entire career.
Yep. And that right there to me, do I think Cooper Kupp is the best receiver to play the game right now? No, he's not. He's not even the best receiver in the game right now.
Nope.
Did he put together the best season I've seen? And I've seen Jerry Rice's seasons, the majority of them, and was a Niner fan back then. Yeah, this season right here is one of those seasons where you look at it and you go, man, everything just clicked. Everything just went the right way, and it was amazing.
And I think we did, and I think most people didn't realize we were watching it when it was going on. I think everybody was so focused on that yardage thing and catching Calvin that nobody stepped back and was like, hey, even if he finishes second and then doing what he did in the playoff, come on now. Nobody has those stats in sports anymore.
No matter where you rank it, it was an amazing season by a wide receiver.
Oh, absolutely.
It was just incredible.
Like knocking a season one because you can't knock it. It's what it is. But I just, like you said, the way the game is played now, it's hard for me to say that is the best season
fair.
ever by a wide receiver. But it's definitely up there. It's in the conversation, obviously, because we're talking about it right now. But it's just not for me.
Okay.
Well, and I also look at, you had Woods go down, and even before that, Woods wasn't really doing a whole lot in that offense. That offense this year was pretty much all Cooper Kupp, and that's what kind of amazes me about that is even getting coverage brought over to him because he's the guy. He was still able to do what he did, and that's one thing that amazes me about this season with him is just.
But doesn't that make what Stafford did that much more impressive because he basically had one guy? Because he was able to get him the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Essentially, I look at that.
I mean, he did lead the league in interceptions.
He did,
and he did throw 4 pick sixes. So I'm not gonna.
You're gonna hate on him.
I'm not gonna raise his pedestal up. Yeah, I'm gonna hate on him.
You're gonna hate on him.
I'm gonna. If you guys, I know you're joking right now, but and even if you're not, I've never hated on Matthew Stafford. I've clearly said he was not the main problem in Detroit.
He was not.
You even admitted it. I have the text that says I was hating on him.
It actually says I was not. But no, I think overall we can say Matthew Stafford is who Matthew Stafford is. He's the guy who's going to look otherworldly at times, and then he's also the guy who's going to throw 2 back-to-back picks that you just go, what the fuck was that?
He's just going to force a couple downfield that he's got no business fucking do it. Yep.
Right. And when Chris says that, because listen, we all know, we can all sit here and admit who we are. No. We can admit who we are. When we're watching football and it's a game we're all watching at the same time, whenever a quarterback throws a pick, I instantly know there's a text coming from Chris about what a bad throw it was or whatever. And depending on which quarterback it is, will depend on how hard he blasts him. It's because you know it.
Oh yeah. if it's Carson Wentz, I'm destroying that motherfucker.
If it's Carson Wentz, if it's Jimmy Garoppolo, if it's
Jimmy G,
if it's Derek Carr.
Yeah.
If it's Baker Mayfield,
Derek Carr, just for Frank's sake, just
I know.
because.
Yeah, and Baker Mayfield because of me, and also because you just will bag on him. But depending on what quarterback it is,
better with Baker though.
A little bit, but depending on which quarterback it is, will depend on the level of his text. But you're getting that text; it's happening.
Oh yeah, I know.
Unless it wasn't his fault. If it's not his fault, I'll do that. That's not on.
Right. And that's true. The second one, you did not say anything.
No, it's not on him.
When the receiver's hands, he deflected it up. Wasn't even close to being his fault.
Okay. Joel agrees.
In my eyes, if a ball hits a receiver's hand and the receiver changes the direction of the ball, it's no longer on the quarterback.
To me,
should he have thrown that ball? That's a different question.
That ball was low and away. The receiver got his hand on it. Did it bounce up and get picked off? Yes. But it was low and away. The receiver got his hand near it.
And if you get a hand...
It was a bad throw. It was a bad throw. So,
But either way, as a receiver, you have to know some throws are meant to just be left alone.
well, we can agree to disagree.
All right.
But you know, if and again in that game, you know that text is coming.
You know the interception's coming.
You know and that first one was blatant. It was, it was like, Jesus, what was that?
And the problem was that entire situation, at least in my eyes, I'm not going to speak for the two of you. You tell me. That entire situation had played out in my head 7 times that day before that pass ever took place, because you know that pass is going to happen every time he takes the field.
And that's why
I knew exactly how that was going to go.
That's all
I knew exactly how you would go, and I knew exactly how I had to play it.
I literally just said, and there it is. I mean, because you know it's coming. It's just a matter of when.
The only thing that was unexpected in that entire conversation was the Eminem reference. And then I had to figure out how to tie in the fact that Matt Stafford was actually in a Super Bowl and the real Matt Stafford couldn't actually do anything because the real Matt Stafford wouldn't be there.
I did like that. I did like that interaction. I was laughing pretty hard about that whole interaction, because that interaction right there during the Super Bowl was an interaction we've had for almost every primetime game we've watched.
Yeah.
And that I just knew how it was playing out.
Yep.
I as it was happening, I could see it happening. I'm like, Chris makes a comment about the interception. I make a weird joke.
You accuse you of hating.
You accuse me of something and get defensive of the person we're talking about. That has happened throughout the season.
That's why I couldn't let it actually get into the argument. That's why I had to go, guys, it's 2-on-1. I'm not arguing this. Have a good night. So I was like, I legitimately can't fucking argue this.
The funny thing is, I wasn't even going to argue because he had a good half.
He did.
Like,
he
I
did
wasn't
have a great half.
I wasn't even bagging on the guy.
I'm not going to say great half, but yeah,
like,
good half.
watching me and my buddy Pete, we were talking about it because they literally right before that they showed his numbers. I'm like, man, Stafford's actually had a really good half, and then there it is.
And then
exactly, then he went Stafford. I was like, dude.
But for the 5 minutes, I thought you guys were serious. Yeah, oh yeah, I thought you were hating.
Fair enough.
That's what I love about it. Is you really thought we were hating. I was laughing. I was like,
Frank, you know who aren't haters?
I don't know. You tell me.
Craig, Mike, and Shane from the Joe Wright Group.
You want to give it a whirl?
I can't read from there. My eyes are bad.
Fair.
He don't even count. He can't even read.
You give him the easy ones.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 3 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move. Give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, and Shane Wilson of the Joe Wright Group a call today. Phone number is 248-535-4750.
Those dudes are good. Can't confirm.
Did a good job for you.
They did.
They
did.
Get
Actually,
the little bonus drop. You guys had to remind me, so I don't get the there you go or whatever. Chris there you go. There you go.
Sorry.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
that's funny.
All right, so let's see. Do we want to get into our brand new segment here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, motherfuckers, let's take a time out and taste this.
It's a good one, I think. I think you guys will like it.
Oh, it's nice and cold, too.
Nice and cold.
Tangerine Space Machine?
Oh, yeah.
I do like space machines.
From New Holland Brewing Company here in Michigan.
Tangerine Space Machine by New Holland.
Yes, it is a hazy IPA.
Hazy IPA, okay.
Yes.
So clearly this is not my type of time machine.
Probably not.
All right.
Take out the piece of
So
gum.
I'm just sure Joe's is going to taste fantastic because he's got gum in his mouth.
What kind
but
of
I'm
gum
sure
was it?
gum that's lost its flavor probably like a half an hour ago.
Yeah. I just do it so I don't grind my teeth during the show.
And you're just going to get that little bit of a bland taste at first.
Right.
Oh, it smells good. Wafting, wafting. That is fantastic.
I concur. That is delicious.
That is remarkably fucking yummy.
And it's going to be ongoing for me. The only complaint I have about it is the hoppy taste.
See,
but I don't like beer.
Like
so.
I'm a hops guy. I like the more bitter the better.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but this is fucking.
Well,
good.
my favorite beer is Drippa. So
right there,
it's
in my top. It's in my top 5. Yes,
that's my number 1.
I love
for
it.
sure.
Drippa is fantastic.
But this is tolerable.
This is I'll give this. Give me 4.2 on this one.
Nice.
We going
4.2
out of 5.
Oh yeah.
As a non-beer drinker, I would give this a solid 3.5.
Oh, that's pretty good for Frank.
That is remarkably fucking yummy. I'll have 3 more.
I'll go 4. I'll go 4. This is man, maybe even a little bit above that.
I love that it doesn't have. It's got the little bite at the end of it, and it's like, the hoppiness is fucking solid. This is really good.
You know what? The only complaint I have about this is it says tangerine, and I don't really get a strong tangerine flavor.
I think it's what I like about it.
It's like
I got
it's
it
just
at
like a
first,
hint.
but now I don't get anything from it.
I think the hoppiness kind of overpowers that. If it had a little bit stronger of tangerine flavor, I might be a little bit higher on this.
That's why I'm not like 4 or 5 on this.
Yeah,
because you don't get a lot of the tangerine.
Yeah,
so.
But it's still very fucking good.
It's very tasty.
Yeah.
I like that.
And as a guy who I avoid beer just because I don't like the hoppiness and the bitterness of it. But that, like I said, at the beginning of it, I tasted a little bit of the tangerine. And that first sip was just kind of like really nice and smooth. The bitter hit.
Right.
But it didn't stay. Like I tasted the first taste rather than that bitter taste.
Right.
As the aftertaste.
I'm curious to see what Frank comes up with for our next tasting.
Yeah.
I have looked. It definitely won't be beer though.
Oh, going liquor, eh?
Yeah, we'll go
right.
liquor out.
Oh boy.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna.
This should be fun.
Yeah.
No, I kind of like the fact that, like, we'll go down the beer routes most of the time, right? I kind of like the fact that you won't go down the beer route because you're not a beer guy,
Right.
So I like the fact that we'll kind of,
I actually
divvy it up a little bit.
And if Andrew is still on, he will appreciate this. I thought about giving you guys one of Andrew's shots. So Andrew and I spent literally how I came to know Joe. We used to spend a lot of time at the bar Joe used to manage.
No shit.
Yes. So Andrew and fuck you.
Shut up. I hate you.
Yes. But Andrew and BG, and I'm not sure who else was involved in it, came up with their own shots. So I was going to have you guys try those, but some of them get a little bit strong, and I know he's got a little bit of a high comb, so I don't want to end up giving you too much.
That is fair, yes. So,
but I'll come up with something.
I do like the fact that you're going to go a different route than beer because we'll pretty much go down the beer route.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
So I like you'll bring what you would drink and appreciate to the table.
Like it. That's solid.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to that.
Okay.
As long as it's not vodka.
No.
Because I legitimately cannot drink vodka. I can't do it.
So
vodka.
If we're going off of if I go strictly with what I'll drink, it's going to be a lot of tequila. Be different types of tequila all the time because tequila is my shit.
Terrific.
But no, I will be mixing things up. I'm not going to just make you guys get hammered on tequila every third week.
So happy about that.
Yeah.
No, I sound drunk.
Which will be us after that segment.
Yeah.
You would
Sports on tap.
You would be surprised how quickly those conversations change when people are like, just have a beer, man. You're like, no, I drink tequila. You want to drink tequila? No, man, I can't do tequila.
No, I'm good.
Like, nobody wants to drink with you when you tell them all you drink tequila.
No, like after my 21st and 22nd birthdays, nope. I'm good. Like you, the locker room, and you've been there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the dentist chair, correct? Like I think it was my 22nd birthday. Laying on the dentist chair, and literally I have somebody standing over me with a bottle of Cuervo, just dumping it. Right, I'm like, oh my god. And since that day, like, I think since that day, I could probably count on one hand how many shots of tequila I've had since then.
You could probably count on two hands how many STDs you might have ended up with.
I know, right? That's crazy. But God, that place, dude, that place was such a cesspool. Holy shit, man.
We're being recorded right now, so I don't want to tell too many stories.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah. So
they could burn that place to the ground, and it would not clear out everything.
No, certainly not. But yeah, I remember that, and that's when I was just like, no, I'm kind of done with tequila for probably the rest of my life. But
well, then we will keep that in mind, and if we do a tequila, it'll only be a little bit.
There was one like 5 years ago. I think it was at the Lions Thanksgiving game. Somebody had tequila, but it was actually good. It was like really smooth. It didn't have that like fucking nasty.
Have you tried the Rocks tequila yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, maybe I'll bring that next week then, just for the hell of it.
Don't tell us. You got to surprise us.
Oh, that's why I said maybe. I'm not going to give you a definite answer.
Make it a surprise.
I'll surprise you.
That was on purpose.
That would be very surprising.
little bit. Yeah, little bit.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Can I get an explanation on Bing Bong? Bing Bong's going crazy everywhere. Why is Bing Bong going crazy everywhere?
It's some sort of New York thing.
Okay, I heard it on wrestling at one point, and I was like, why are they saying Bing Bong? And now all of a sudden everybody says Bing Bong.
Sports on Tap.
I just remembered something.
Yeah.
Thank you. The Arizona Coyotes.
Oh my
I wanted to bring
God.
this up. Yes.
This is a real
This is such a fucking abomination of a franchise, and it's kind of amazing to me that Gary Bettman is so hell bent on keeping this franchise afloat in Arizona, when he's really not doing anything about your racism problem and other things that are problematic in your league. But you want to keep this fucking just abomination of a franchise afloat. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have a move from an NHL sized arena to a college arena that seats like 5,000 people. And you're going to keep them there for 3 years.
5,000 on the nose.
5,000 on the nose. And you're keeping them there for 3 years.
Yep.
When there are AHL rinks, there are junior rinks.
Quebec City.
Like that.
Full-size NHL arena just begging.
There's an arena in Kansas City that you could use. That's full-size, is ready to go. NHL ready.
And a team there makes just as much sense as Arizona.
There's an arena in Houston that's ready to go.
Yep.
But no, you're in all your infinite wisdom. No, let's keep them in Arizona when they've been just a fucking embarrassment basically since the time they moved there from Winnipeg, and put them in a college arena.
You're putting them in an arena that's basically the equivalent, and no offense to them because I love the ice there, the size of Royal Oak Ice Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hold shit.
It doesn't, and it's absolute. Honestly, it's a disgrace. And if I was a player for that organization, I'd be like, get me the fuck out of here.
There's no chance that team's gonna have any free agents
get
over the course
me
of
the fuck out of here.
Anyone who has an option to go somewhere else is going somewhere else.
Bye. I mean, it's such a fucking Mickey Mouse organization. Like, what are we doing here?
And every time, not to just keep going and going about how shitty Arizona is, but every time they are in a position to compete, they fucking sell off anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's been a drain, especially financially, on your league for, like you said, pretty much ever since they moved from Winnipeg. They had maybe a couple years where they were all right, they were decent, and then every other year it's just been garbage.
Seattle's probably in the negative and still a more successful franchise than Arizona has.
I don't understand how this is your only option to do this, to take an NHL franchise. Like honestly, it makes your league like a complete fucking embarrassment.
And what are you gonna do the first time they don't sell it out?
Oh, it's gonna be hysterical the first time they don't sell it out.
It's a college arena, 5,000 fucking people, and you're not. The conversation about you not selling it out is legit.
Yeah. Like I get, like when the Vikings were having their stadium built, they played at Minnesota's football stadium,
and Minnesota holds what?
Probably 65,000 people.
I was gonna say 45 at a minimum.
Right. So that is legit. That's fine. You cannot put a professional sports team in an arena that fits 5,000 people. You just can't do it. It just doesn't make any sense. It makes your league look like a joke. I don't know.
No, I'm with you on that one.
As soon as I saw that was actually going to happen, and I still have my reservations that it's actually going to happen, but
there's going to be a lot of money exchanged if it doesn't now.
I'm just like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Like this is your plan, Gary?
I didn't even want to bring it up before because I thought it was such a stupid idea that it would never happen.
Yeah, this one's going to be on your
tombstone.
On your tombstone, Gary.
If he's smart, he retires at the end of this season just so it doesn't have to be. Because that's fucking embarrassing.
Oh yeah, and today was supposed to be our Yesterday was supposed to be the first, when pitchers and catchers report.
Yeah, that was today.
Yeah, cool. Glad that happened. Fuck you, Rob Manfred.
And from the sound of things, they're not getting anywhere.
Oh, hell no.
They're not even close.
Nope.
Not even close. I'd be surprised if we even got baseball this year.
There'll be baseball. They can't afford to lose another fucking season. They can't. They can't. Whether it's COVID or not, it doesn't matter. They can't lose another season. They'll get something done.
Well, and what I'm kind of wondering on top of that is if they're going to let March and April kind of pass by and maybe closer to the end of April hit on a deal, and then you get your actual nice weather baseball in some of these places,
right,
just to see how a season would play out that way.
Well, I mean, really, you can play the season out like normal, like start when you normally do. Just have the East Coast teams playing the West Coast or the South.
Now you're just talking too much logic.
Right? Like, I don't understand like why that can't be a thing.
Stop being smart.
Yeah, why can't that be a thing?
You've got to take your brain and program it to think like the idiots think.
I mean,
the only bunch of retards trying to fucking doorknob.
Exactly.
Except they can figure out where the hole is.
Right. The only thing I could see like that it wouldn't work because all those West Coast teams and the teams in the South, they get their home games early,
right,
and then they have to go on the road later in the year. But sorry, man.
The other idea I love what Tampa wanted to do.
What, split between Montreal and Tampa?
Yeah.
Good Lord. If I was to play for that team, get me the fuck out of here.
As far as a player goes, no. But as far as a fan goes, you want to play your nice games in Florida and then you want to go back up to Canton. Fuck, I don't give a shit what you do. Go for it.
I think Montreal deserves another team.
And that's why I said I'd be fine with it. Because Florida doesn't need multiple teams.
Florida doesn't need any fucking teams, baseball-wise.
Yeah, that's kind of, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my Marlins, but no, they don't do shit down there.
Both those franchises are fucking, especially this attendance-wise, are fucking jokes.
Like, in all honesty, if you wanted the Marlins to be as successful as they possibly could, as is, move them to Puerto Rico or Cuba.
Okay. I don't see that happening, but yes, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not saying it would happen.
See, that's the thing. Like, the Marlins are actually on the come up. They are. They're
and at least Puerto Rico is part of the U.S.
Yes.
I mean,
so Puerto Rico, you could theoretically make it work.
But
that's actually not a bad idea, Frank.
Right, but if you look at like their fan base,
Yeah.
their fan base is
crazy.
so highly Hispanic.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. You're not going to get the free agents to go down there.
No.
You're not.
No.
So you're going to have to draft crazy.
What you would get, though.
You wouldn't want to go live in Puerto Rico?
No.
Yeah, but
Bro, if I was playing baseball and I could go live in Puerto Rico, I would.
Do you know how ravaged it is down there?
But do you know what the money from an MLB, from the MLB having a team down there, you know how much money that would bring into that area? He's not going to answer me just because I said the MLB. Yeah. I'm going to get that stupid look.
So I saw that coming.
You got that fucking right.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
There you go.
Fuck that up. Motherfucker.
Nice.
Oh, shit. All right. Anything else we want to get into, boys?
Nope.
All right.
Good.
How many days till football season?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Too many.
Next up is the draft.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we'll hit on that.
Lions Super Bowl.
Dude, Lions got a first-round pick for Matt Stafford. That's awesome.
It's not bad.
No, it's
Andrew-
32nd pick. It means so much.
Andrew said how'd the picks end up. You ended up winning, Andrew.
Nicely done, sir.
And I'm glad he asked that question because I'm supposed to inform you guys of something.
Yeah.
You know, I told you we bet on the Braves to win for baseball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Guess who bet on the Rams to win for football?
At the beginning of the season? Mm-hmm. What were the odds
I'd
at?
say the odds couldn't have been great.
I know they were free bets, and he won plus 500. So,
All right.
That's a good take.
Good for you, buddy.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but yeah, he insisted that I told you guys that.
Nice.
Good job.
Sorry,
Good-
buddy.
Good
They're
job,
not
Andrew.
shitting on you like they did for the baseball one.
Good job, Andrew. All right. With that being said, we're going to get the fuck out of here for the day. Give us a like, a share, and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts at your favorite podcast provider. Check out our website, sotdet.com. Click on shop and shop your fucking heart away because We have great merchandise, and we would love the support. Again, that's SOTDET.com. Click on shop. We have some great shit.
And pussy.
Pussy.
Thank you to everybody for listening and or watching. On behalf of Chris and Frank, I'm Joe. We are Sports on Tap Detroit. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today. No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No, 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 no!
Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
Hey,
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
And you were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.